Travel this land to the Rocky Mountains. Travel this land.
It's time to travel this land with Canada's singing storyteller, Whiz Bryant.
Shine and travel this land.
On today's program, Whiz celebrates the heritage of his native province with a story of beautiful British Columbia.
Take my hand and travel this land.
Canada's most westerly province is one of dramatic diversity and breathtaking beauty. It is a region of vast mountain ranges, deep coastal fjords, enchanting islands, wild rivers, long narrow valleys, and the tallest, broadest, and most beautiful coniferous forests in all of Canada. From the sheltered, warm shores of Georgia Strait to the lovely interior valleys of the Okanagan and Kootenay, and north across the vast interior plateau to the Caribou, Chilcotin, and the great valley of the Peace River, this mystical, storied land is known far and wide as beautiful British Columbia.
When I was a child, you fared for a smile as I climbed on your rugged peaks and swam in your streams. But children, they grow, young folks, they go, and all I've got left is a beautiful dream. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore.
The native peoples arrived in British Columbia sometime after the last ice age. The bountiful environment of the northwest coast provided them with shellfish, salmon, and even whales. They built their villages along the lower reaches of the major salmon rivers and developed a rich culture whose most visible expressions were the great carved totem poles and the ceremony of the potlatch. In 1843, the Hudson's Bay Company established a fur trading post on the warm southern tip of Vancouver Island. It was named after the Queen of England, Fort Victoria. Victoria, as it was soon to be called, became the capital, administrative and commercial supply center. A gold rush in the 1850s along the Fraser River and north into the deep country of the Caribou Mountains expanded the European settlement from the shores of Georgian Bay into the interior. In 1870, the white residents voted to join the new Confederation of Canada on the condition that a railway be constructed from the cities of the east across the mountains to the Pacific coast. Well, it took 15 years. But in 1885, the Canadian Pacific Railway reached the mouth of the Fraser River. A new city sprang up around the new railroad. It was called Vancouver. Through this mighty port, the province's great wealth of fish and lumber and minerals began to move out to the markets of the world. The sleeping, mystical land was stirring.
On the old river trail, my memories sail down from old Lillooet to the Caribou towns. Like the mist on the sea, my visions they flee as you rise in the dawn, adorned with your crown. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore.
Since the 1880s, the mainstay of British Columbia's economy has been the harvesting of its vast coastal rainforests. These forests provide 63% of Canada's sawn lumber, most of its plywood, and 25% of its chemical pulp. With the opening of the Panama Canal, freighters from Vancouver gained access to the markets of the eastern seaboard of the United States and the countries of Europe. The logging camps spread north along the fjorded shores of the mountainous rainforests. In the early years of the 20th century, salmon canneries spread up and down the coast. Eventually, the fish processing was concentrated near the mouth of the mighty Skeena River at Prince Rupert and at the mouth of the Fraser at Vancouver. Only 3% of British Columbia's land is suitable for agriculture. In the 1890s, fruit and vegetable growing began in the Okanagan Valley. Today, the Okanagan is one of Canada's 3 main fruit-growing regions. The longest frost-free season in Canada is along the lower Fraser River Valley, and here small farms produce dairy products and vegetables and fruits. Cattle ranching takes place in the Caribou. The northern half of the province remains virtually uninhabited, but in the northeast, the mighty Peace River Valley produces 90% of the grain grown in beautiful British Columbia. Between 1890 and 1910, the Kootenay region was an important mining area, and today the large smelter refinery at Trail receives ores from British Columbia, the Yukon, and the Northwest Territories. BC has relied heavily on its non-renewable resources, but by the 1930s, coast forests were being rapidly depleted. The salmon resource was threatened by overfishing, and agricultural land was being lost to roads, houses, and industry. The question being asked more loudly than ever before was, can it remain forever beautiful British Columbia?
Come back to stay. Wherever you see their evergreen land. And I know it's true, it can happen to you. If ever you know the soft touch of her hand. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore.
Between 1966 and 1971, urban sprawl was consuming 6,000 hectares of prime agricultural land each year. 20% of the Fraser Valley land and 30% of the Okanagan Valley were lost to development. In 1973, the BC government passed the Land Commission Act, which prohibited the use of agricultural land for non-agricultural purposes, despite the increasing demand for housing and industry. Each year, thousands are migrating to British Columbia, attracted by its mild climate and the perceived economic opportunities. Still, to a growing number of British Columbians, their province's greatest resource is, and always will be, her natural beauty. Known internationally for outdoor recreation, every year thousands of tourists come to see for themselves this fairy tale land called beautiful British Columbia. Most come by car, and they enjoy the natural splendor of our national parks. For many of those visiting here from the cities of other lands, British Columbia is a land of their dreams. It speaks to the child in us all, that nature, in all her splendor and magnificence, unspoiled and pristine, is still the greatest gift that humanity has been offered. We can only hope that for their sakes, and for those of unborn generations yet to be, it will remain forever beautiful British Columbia.
When I was a child, just there for a smile, as I climbed on your rugged peaks and swam in your streams. But children, they grow, young folks, they go, and all I've got left is a beautiful dream. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore. On the old river trail, my memories sail down from old Lillooet to the Caribou towns. Like the mist on the sea, my visions they flee as you rise in the dawn, adorned with your crown. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore. The old folks to say you'll come back to stay. Never you see their evergreen land. And I know it's true, it can happen to you. If ever you know the soft touch of her hand. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore. You are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore. Travel this land to the Rocky Mountains.
You've been traveling this land with Canada's singing storyteller, Whiz Bryant. Please feel free to write to us with your comments. We would be delighted to hear from you. Thank you for listening. And join us again next time for another fascinating Canadian tale in story and song as we continue to travel this
To
land.
the Fraser Delta, travel this land to the Arctic Sea. Travel this land where the wild loons call, and travel this land, come along with me. Travel this land, travel this land. Take my hand and travel this land.
Travel this land to the Yukon River, travel this land to Prince Edward Isle.
Travel this land to the Gulf Stream waters, travel this land and travel in style. Travel this land so wild and grand. Take my hand and travel this land. Travel this land to Baffin's Island, travel this land to Hudson's Bay. Travel this land so full of wonder, travel this land to a brighter day. Travel this land, travel this land. Take my hand and travel this land. Travel this land, travel this land. Take my hand and travel this land. When I was a child, you're fair for a smile, as I climbed on your rugged peaks and swam in your streams. But children, they grow, young folks, they go, and all I've got left is a beautiful dream. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore. On the old river trail, my memories sail down from old Lillooet to the Caribou towns. Like the mist on the sea, my visions they flee as you rise in the dawn, adorned with your crown. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore. The old folks, they say, you'll come back to stay if ever you see their evergreen land. And I know it's true, it can happen to you if ever you know the soft touch of her hand. Beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, I hear your voice call from this cold foreign shore. Your mountains and streams and your innocent dreams are calling me home. I'll not roam anymore.